All right, let me move on to something that's a little more simplistic, but as simple as it may be, it may generate a lot of conversation. And that is the new case search global search feature that we built into the new system. And before you start throwing it into the question window, I want to let you know we're about to roll out another update on this that's going to make a minor alteration that I think is going to fix this for a lot of people. So let me show you what global search is, and I'll tell you the feedback we got, and then I'll tell you the fix we're going to do. So the global search, in fact, most of you would be aware that prior to this update, in the top right-hand corner of the screen, there was a case type, a case lookup option. So when you began to type in, like, say, 23-1, or let me do 23 dash, it would bring back a list of cases that had 23 dash in it, and it was a type ahead, and it would allow you to go in and say, okay, yep, that's the case that I'm looking for, and I could click on it and it would take me into that case. But that is the only thing that field in the top right hand corner did. Was it was a case lookup. So it was an easier way than going into search and typing in a case number and bringing it up that way. Okay. The new global search allows us to type in the same variables, but now it will automatically kick off what is the new global search, which when you click off the global search, it searches 9 different areas of the system for that value, not just a case number. So you can see when I type in 23 dash and I click on the global search option, it's not only bringing back any case that has 23 dash in it, but it also has any items that have 23 dash, or any people or check-ins or checkouts or disposals or transfers or tasks or even media. So, now it's searching a lot more data across the system to get you something that you're looking for. And I always tell people when we get into this area, at this point, this is very different than going to item search over on the left, because the item search on the left, you're stringing together multiple variables and drilling down. This is ultimately looking for a needle in the haystack. But if I type in something like Ben and I hit enter, it's going to come back and search for Ben across all these different systems. And in the case of like cases, it found 143 different cases that had the word Ben in it. At this point in time, the search parameters are so broad, I don't want to sit here and scroll through, because we only display 10 at a time on this screen. And you'll notice there's no transactions, there's no reports from here. This entire thing was designed to give you a quick look into these different areas of the system. All right. So if I get 143 results, it's too broad. All right. I need to type in parameters that are going to allow me to drill down a little bit more. And you'll see even when I get down to items, there's 793. At this point, it is a needle in a haystack. I'm not going to find what I'm looking for. I got to be far more specific with my search parameters. All right. Somebody asked a question, does it search notes? Not yet. That's about to come out. I don't know if it's coming out in the next update, but it's coming out very soon. So the notes will be a part of all of these search results also. Okay. Somebody asked, can you type in either a last name or a date of birth? So what I would tell you to do is test all these things, all right? This thing is still early in its development cycle, but you should be able to type in somebody's last name and it'll come back with people. In fact, you can see I've got a Jack Marshall in the system. And so there's Jack Marshall right there, all right? And so it is not going to search. It does search across some custom fields. Somebody asked a question, will it do custom fields? Yes, but I would check on those things. And I would also check on the date of birth, because I don't know that you're going to be able to just go up here and type in 1/31, 2005. I don't believe it's advanced enough to where it's going to pick up a date of birth and bring that back. I might be wrong on that, but you could test some of these different parameters and see what it's doing. Okay. Now, here's the problem that people didn't like when this came out, all right? This global search is going to be fantastic for people that work in the evidence room. your officers are probably generally just still going to look at it for the case lookup. And so we got a lot of feedback from people, probably this feature more than anything else, where they didn't like the fact that it didn't default to the case lookup and it defaulted to the global search. People by and large want it to default to the case search. So here's the middle ground that we came up with in the update that we're about to roll out. Okay, we are in agreement with it defaulting to a case lookup, but the minute you type up enough parameters at the top to where there are no cases found, it will then go to a global search. So for those of you that are in the evidence room and you love this new feature and you're used to it defaulting to the global search, the change that's coming out is it's going to default to the case lookup until there are no lookup options here, then it will default to the global search. I think that's going to fix it for the case or the officers that are just simply, because what your officers are doing is they're going in, they're typing in 23 dash, they're just hitting enter, and it's bringing up this new global search, and then they're having to view the case, and it's just an extra click or two for them, and there's a lot of complaints coming back. So we're going to make that change. I think that'll make it better for everybody else, because I believe, I think I'm going to say this and it's correct. If you're typing in a parameter and you are looking for a case, you're going to want it to default to the case. And then if you type in something more like, marijuana, then you're going to want it to go to the global search, because that's going to be more indicative of what you're trying to bring back. All right, so somebody asked the question, said, I would like to have only items show as results. You can actually do that. If in the menu you click on that word global search down at the bottom, you can say, I only want items to come back in this. So by doing that, now when you type in 23-1 and you do a global search, it's only going to bring back. Now, that didn't save. That's interesting. I thought that would have saved. I may have to look at that as a bug, because this global search should automatically stick, not just for the search you're doing. So so Sandy, that's how you would do it. That is a bug. Nobody's ever brought that up. I didn't notice that. Those global search parameters should stick once you type that in. Somebody's asking the question, will global search be available on the mobile app? I will say yes to that, but it is not there right now. So that will be coming. Typically, the mobile device is going to lag behind the web UI. It just always does. Okay. So somebody asked the question, if from the global search, can we select an item and run a report? The only way you can do that is to pick the item and go into this screen, and then you can do it from inside here. So in order for this global search, and it may sound simplistic, and you may ask the question, well, why can I not do it from this screen? Okay. When you're searching across the entire system for variables like this, we had to it's almost like taking a plane off, back in World War II days, where they had to take a plane off to go long distances and they had bombs on there. Man, they got rid of everything else. The seats had to go, the seat belts went, man, if it wasn't required to fly the plane and it wasn't gas or a bomb, it wasn't going to be on there. That's the same thing with this. In order to search across the entire system, we had to limit it to where it was only 10 results per section, and we had to get rid of all the menus and all the customization and everything else. We needed this thing to come back with results real quick. Okay, so actually somebody threw out they would want those parameters. That might be a good question to vote on right now. I'm going to throw that out to everybody before I run that up the chain to make somebody is actually saying right now they would rather these parameters reset every time instead of them sticking like what I was suggesting. So I will ask you, for everybody that's on this phone, what do you want? Do you want that to reset after every search, or do you want it to stick so that it just automatically does it every time? The one thing I would say, Dana, who brought that up, the reason I would say is you're going to know on the screen when you go back and do a search, you'll see I'm only looking at items. So that's probably going to be your reminder that it does that. So I'll tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and make a call. They're starting to come in. This will be a 50-50 vote. There's no doubt this is going to be it. If 30 people vote, I'm going to put it right now. This will be 15-15. I'm telling you right now, I can tell by the results, I'm getting 50-50 on this. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I will write that down. I think the resets are winning right now. There are a lot of people saying they want them to stick, but I think that the resets are a little ahead. So, hey, Max, are you seeing this? Is this a 50-50 split or is it just me?
It's pretty close to right down the middle so far.
I
Yep.
was going to say, and I've gotten at least 40 responses right now. So, welcome to the world of development. Nobody is ever happy. You can't win any of these battles. Yeah, I've got people putting in their LOLs. Yeah, this falls under the category damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do you guys ever feel like that in your worlds? Like just some days it does not matter what you do, you can't win. So what I will do is we will talk about it. As it stands today, for everybody that wants it to reset, congratulations, you have that right now. So it is funny to see all these responses. Oh man, this is good. Of course, now what I've done is cluttered up my question window so that if anybody put a question in there, I got to dig through all these. So, yep, I'm getting a lot of feedback on my damned if you do, damned if you don't. A lot of people feel that way every day. So, all right, we'll write that down and we'll check into that. Thank you for all that feedback on that. I felt like right there, I just asked the family, where do you want to go for dinner? Like, what are you going to do with that? Like, everybody wants something different. And then I always wind up, fine, we're just going to do it the way I want to do it. I hope you guys are all having fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. All right, let's move on to the next one because I did not expect to go this long, but this is a lot of fun here today.